Good morning everyone. Let us start about the part 4 of the neoplasia. So what will be the lecture outline of today? So we are going to discuss about etiology of the tumor and carcinogens, what is meant by carcinogens and its classifications. So that we are discussing about today's lecture. Okay, so we'll start about etiology. Etiology, for our better understanding, we divide into two types. One is the predisposing factor, another one is epidemiological factor. So predisposing factor, there are two conditions. One is disorders of the cellular growth. We have discussed a lot about in the part 2. Again, I will give some introductions. And some of the carcinoma in situ conditions can lead to cancer. Okay, so that we'll discuss. And under the epidemiological factor, there are totally 5 types. Familial and genetic factor, racial and geographic factors, environmental and cultural factor, and fourth one is age and sex, and fifth one is some of the chronic conditions can leads to cancer. Okay, so we'll study one by one. So predisposing factor, number one is disorders of the cellular growth. So under the disorders of the cellular growth, we have studied about atrophy, hypertrophy, hyperplasia, metaplasia, dysplasia, and anaplasia. So out of all the cellular growth, metaplasia, dysplasia, and anaplasia can progress to the cancer. So that we are discussing about this metaplasia, dysplasia, anaplasia. We have discussed a lot about in the part 2. Anyway, here just again I am making a brief introductions. Metaplasia means changes of the one cell into the another, one type of cell into the another type of cells. Dysplasia means lack of uniformity of the cells. We have discussed here. Anaplasia means loss of growth. So these three conditions. Okay, if the patients develop these three conditions, metaplasia, dysplasia, or anaplasia, that it can progress to the cancer. So that is the disorders of the cellular growth. Okay, next one, some of the carcinoma in situ condition. What is carcinoma situ? We have discussed in the part 2. Carcinoma situ is the cancer which is present inside the basement membrane. Should not cross the beyond the basement membrane. So that is the type of carcinoma in situ. Okay, so there are some of the conditions: oral leukoplakia, intralobular and intraductal carcinoma of breast, and carcinoma in situ of the uterine cervix. These are all the conditions can progress to the malignancy. Okay, some of the epidemiological factors. The first one will see familial and genetic factors. So we'll see what is meant by familial, what is meant by genetic. Okay, familial inheritance. Familial inheritance means neoplasia occurs without any hereditary factor or not claimed about hereditary predisposition. So familial inheritance means without any hereditary factors, and high frequency of the occurrence within the family without any hereditary factors. So example is, some of the families, the ovarian cancer and breast cancer runs to the families. So reason is unknown. So that type of condition is known as the familial inheritance. Okay, what about the next one? Genetic inheritance. Genetic inheritance means neoplasia occur with involvement of hereditary factor leads to transmission. Very important. Transmission of the genetically encoded triads, conditions and disorders to the offspring. So genetic conditions, there should be involvement of the hereditary factors. Okay, which is the hereditary factor we are discussing here? The chromosome. So specifically we will talk about the gene. So with the involvement of the gene, it is known as a genetic factor. Without involvement of the genes, there is a familial inheritance, but cancer is producing. That is known as a familial inheritance. Okay. So genetic inheritance, for our better understanding, we divided into the, we know the chromosome. We have 23 pair of the chromosome, and one pair is any genetical abnormality happen in the sex chromosome. That is a one pair. That is known as a sex-linked genetic inheritance. And another one is the autosomal. Autosomal means remaining 22 pairs of the chromosome. Any abnormality of the 22 chromosome that leads to autosomal type. Okay. So for autosomal, again divided into the two: dominant, autosomal dominant disorders and autosomal recessive disorder. About these autosomal things, about the disorders of the chromosome, next class we'll discuss about it. Okay, so let us talk about some of the cancer, okay, produced because of autosomal dominant, and some of the cancer comes because of autosomal recessive. Okay, what are all the conditions autosomal dominant condition can produce the cancer? Some of the example, there are so many examples. I am narrating for 3 or 4. Okay, retinoblastoma, the responsible gene is the RB genes. Where it is present, we have discussed. It is present into the chromosome number 13. And familial adenomatous polyposis coli. The responsible gene is APC and which is present into the chromosome number 5. And breast cancer, BRCA1 and BRCA2. So responsible is BRCA1, it is present into 17 and 13 respectively. And multiple endocrine neoplasia, the responsible gene is RET and chromosome is, involvement of the chromosome is chromosome number 10. Okay, this is about the autosomal dominant. Okay, some of the conditions, autosomal recessive inheritance, some of the conditions. So I am mentioning 3 conditions. Fanconi anemia, there is a DNA repair genes, there is a FANCA, the responsible, where it is present, it is location, it is in the chromosome number 16. And xeroderma pigmentosa, there is a DNA repair genes are XPA and XPB and other things, so many other, till XPJ, and chromosomal location is a 9. And ataxia telangiectasia, the responsible gene is ATM and chromosomal location is 11. So these are all the conditions, some of the examples can autosomal recessive also produce. So most of the autosomal recessive inheritance is basic concept is a repair of the DNA gene. Okay, we'll discuss that later. Next one is racial and geographical factors. Okay, commonly, okay, white Europeans mostly suffered from carcinoma of the lung, carcinoma of the breast and carcinoma of the colon. And black Africans mostly suffered from carcinoma of the skin, carcinoma of the cervix and carcinoma of the liver. In Indian, colorectal cancer, carcinoma of the breast and carcinoma of the cervix is very common. The reason is maybe the inheritance, but this is the more common. And environmental and cultural factors. Okay, so some of the environmental conditions like a cigarette smoking, okay, that will be causes mainly to the carcinoma of the oral cavity, carcinoma of the larynx, pharynx, lungs and pancreas. Carcinoma of the lungs is very common. And alcohol that produce carcinoma of the oropharynx, larynx as well as into the carcinoma of the liver, hepatocellular carcinoma. And some of the industrial carcinogens that we'll discuss later, what is carcinogens. So some of the industrial arsenic, asbestosis and benzene that leads to cancer. And the next one, diet. The persons, those who have overweight individual, like a BMI is increased more than normal, then next is deficiency of vitamin A and rich animal fat and low fiber diet. These are all the predisposing factor. These are all the individuals, those have these conditions can go for the cancer. Okay. Some of the age and sex. In men, mostly suffered from oral cavity, prostate, lungs, colorectal and liver cancer. And women mostly suffered from carcinoma of the breast, carcinoma of the cervix, carcinoma of the lungs, colorectal cancer and carcinoma of the ovary. And children mostly suffered acute leukemia and lymphoma. But very common, most common in men, it is carcinoma of the lung. Most common in the woman, it is a carcinoma of the breast. Okay, some of the other chronic conditions. So chronic ulcerative colitis, cirrhosis of the liver, chronic bronchitis and chronic gastritis. These are some of the other chronic conditions can progress to the malignancy. Okay, so this is about the epidemiological factors. So now we will go for the second topic, that is carcinogens. So what is carcinogens? It defined as any substance or agents which capable of introduce neoplasia or tumor known as the carcinogens. So any agents can introduce the neoplasia, it is known as the carcinogens. Okay. Carcinogen means any substance or agents, as we studied, any substance or agent. Carcinogenesis means process of formation of the neoplasia. So that is a slight difference. Okay. What is the classification? We have classified into the 4 categories: chemical carcinogens, physical carcinogens, hormonal carcinogens and biological carcinogens. We'll discuss one by one. Okay. Now we'll go for the first one, chemical carcinogen. The basic problem of chemical carcinogens, that will attack the DNA damage, that will produce the DNA damage. As we have studied into the part 3, okay, the caretaker gene is the DNA repair genes. But what happened? This chemical carcinogen will attack the caretaker genes that leads to damage of the DNA. This is the first cause. When molecular basis we have studied, okay, DNA damage. So chemical carcinogens mainly produce the DNA damage. Okay, the type are 2 types: indirect acting carcinogens and direct acting carcinogens and indirect acting carcinogens. What is the direct? So this direct acting carcinogen directly can leads to DNA damage, but indirect acting agents directly will not affect the DNA damage. It product of this carcinogens can leads to DNA damage. So that type of it is known as the procarcinogens. Okay. Some of the examples: direct alkylating agents. They produce leukemia, like a benzene industry. Everything is producing the leukemia. And some of the indirect hydrocarbons, tobacco containing hydrocarbon, and the meats. Some of the meats containing charred meats containing about the hydrocarbon that produce carcinoma of the lungs, skin, and oral cavity. And nitrates, food preservative. We have seen the food containing out in the upper part of the sweet containing about some of the layer that is that containing the nitrates that can leads to carcinoma of the stomach. And some of the alpha-toxin, some of the introduced microorganism introduced diet then produce carcinoma of the liver, and some of the arsenic poisoning can produce carcinoma of the skin. So these are some of the examples of the chemical carcinogens. Okay, so what the basic concept of the pathogenesis of the chemical carcinogen is stimulation of the proto-oncogens and inhibition of the tumor suppressor genes. We have studied one of the proto-oncogen is a RAS and one of the tumor suppressor gene is a P53. We have studied this is the gatekeeper gene. Okay, this is the main basic pathogenesis. Okay, so if you see about the pathogenesis, carcinogens, it produce mainly the two form. The neoplasia should occur. The carcinogen produce neoplasia by the two stage. One is the producing the DNA damage, and another one is transformation of the cells. That is the thing. Okay, if you make the DNA damage, there should be some of the initiating agents, and transformation also there is some of the agents that is known as the promotion. So this is the pathogenesis, two pathogenesis. So DNA damage leads to transformation, leads to neoplasia. So the carcinogens can act direct. Some of the carcinogens are transformation, some of the carcinogens are DNA. So those chemical carcinogens affecting only DNA damage is known as the initiation. Some of the carcinogens directly affecting to the transformation, it is known as the promotion. But carcinogens has to passes this one. First has to be initiation, then leads to promotion. The carcinogen never go directly to the transformation. So we'll discuss what is that. So initiation means occur the first, followed by the promotion. This is second. So there should be directly, there is no second. The first has to attack the initiation. Okay. This process initiation is a rapid, and in the promotion it is a slow. And very important one, initiation always producing the mutagens, that is a DNA damage. So mutation of the DNA repair genes, it is possible only because of initiations, where promotion is no mutagens. Okay, so the next one, initiation is a irreversible condition, where there is a promotion is a reversible condition. However, the initiation is it produce the mutagens, it is irreversible, but not sufficient to produce the tumor formation. That is the initiation. So what is the promotions? Okay, promoters can introduce tumor in initiated cells, but they are not tumorigenic by themselves. Okay, this promotion cannot make directly to the tumor. That has to be initiated followed by the promotion. That is the rules. Okay, some of the flowcharts I am making. Direct agents and indirect agents. Indirect agents are known as the procarcinogens. So all the procarcinogens has to make in the cytochrome 450 that is present into the liver. Okay, so the mechanism I tell you in the next one. Cytochrome. So that will leads to the affect to the target cells. So target cell may be the liver or maybe any organs. Okay, so that leads to electron deficient electrophils. Oxidative stress. It makes the simple is oxidative stress. So this oxidative reactive molecules, okay, that leads to that ROS molecule that binding to the DNA, RNA and protein. Okay, till this stage we are calling as the initiations. Okay, as we studied, the initiation followed by the promotion. So what happened? This binding leads to permanent DNA damage. That leads to transformation of the cells. That leads to dysplasia or anaplasia. Anything may happen. That leads to neoplasia. So this is the way chemical carcinogens, simple pathogenesis. The things to remember is the initiation followed by promotion. Initiation can produce the damage, It is irreversible but not sufficient to make the neoplasia. Promotion is it makes a transformation of the cells in the initiated cells. In the initiated cell, not directly it cannot produce the, it is not a tumorogenic. So that is a simple understanding. Okay, now we'll go for the physical carcinogens. Physical carcinogen, the basic mechanism is mutagenic effect leads to defect in the DNA repair mechanism, or it breaks the breakage of the chromosome. This is the main pathogenesis. Okay, so physical carcinogen, for our better understanding, we divide into the two types: radiations, physical carcinogens, and non-radiation physical carcinogens. Some of the example: radiation, UV light radiation that produces squamous cell carcinoma and melanoma, and ionizing radiation, some of the unprotected minors and atomic bomb survivors and therapeutic X-ray produce carcinoma of the lung, leukemia, and thyroid cancer. Things to remember: atomic bomb survivor, it produces the leukemia except CLL. When it comes to the leukemic chapter, I will explain why. Then non-radiation produce stones in the gallbladder and urinary bladder, and some of the chronic and scar in condition of burns and trauma can produce the physical carcinogens. Okay. Now we will go for the hormonal carcinogens. So hormonal carcinogens, the basic mechanism is cellular proliferation under the influence of excessive hormonal stimulation. Because of excessive hormonal stimulation leads to the cellular proliferation. That means cell cycle will be increases. That leads to the neoplasia. Okay. Some of the examples: estrogens produce carcinoma of the endometrial of the uterus and ovary, adenocarcinoma in vagina, and contraceptive hormones that produce the carcinoma of the breast and carcinoma of the liver, and some of the steroid hormone can produce the carcinoma of the liver. Okay, now we will study about the very important one, biological carcinogens. Okay, now it is very important to learn. Okay, so what is biological carcinogens? The microbes can lead to produce the carcinoma, can produce the neoplasia. It is known as a thing. So microbes, as we discussed, it is divided into the bacteria, parasite, virus, and fungus, and so many things. Okay. So now these microbes, okay, some of the bacteria can produce the neoplasia, and some of the parasite can produce the neoplasia. Okay. We'll study one example. Okay. One of the bacteria, Helicobacter pylori, which is present into the pyloric region of the stomach. Okay. That may produce gastric carcinoma and gastric lymphoma if the genetic predisposition. And some of the parasite, example is schistosomiasis, that produce a carcinoma of the urinary bladder. Okay, very important to today's topic is the virus. So most of the virus can produce the tumor. So what in the group of the virus we are calling as the oncogenic virus. So oncogenic virus, for our better understanding, we divide into the RNA virus and DNA virus. So today we will discuss about the oncogenic virus. So oncogenic virus, okay, divided into the two basic groups, DNA virus and RNA virus. Okay. Some of the examples of DNA virus. Remember, the DNA, most of the DNA viruses are the double-strained virus. Okay, some of the example: human papilloma virus, that is a HPV, produces squamous cell carcinoma and cervical cancer, and Epstein-Barr virus produces Hodgkin's lymphoma and nasopharyngeal carcinoma, and hepatitis B produces the carcinoma of the liver, and pox virus, Malassezia contagiosum, it is a skin disorders, and human herpes virus produces Kaposis sarcoma. So these are all the examples of the DNA virus. Let me see some of the examples of RNA virus. RNA virus is a single strain, where the DNA virus is a double strain. Things to remember. Okay. Human immunodeficiency virus. Example is a HIV virus. The tumor producing is a Kaposi sarcoma, squamous cell carcinoma, and some of the other condition. Human T lymphoblastic virus 1 and 2 produce human T cell leukemia and hairy cell leukemia, and hepatitis C virus produce a carcinoma of the liver. Okay, this is the type of the examples of the RNA virus. Okay, how the oncogens will do the tumorogenic. So that mechanism will study. Okay, this is a simple mechanism. It will activate the proto-oncogens, inactivate the tumor suppressor genes, inactivate the DNA repair genes, and activate the apoptosis inhibitor. All 4 genes will be, the function will be deficient. And the next one, alter the key signal transduction pathway. So this, because of this 5 pathogenesis leads to autonomous stimulation of the cell cycle, that leads to cellular proliferation, that leads to neoplasia. This is simple pathogenesis of the how the oncogenic virus producing the tumor. Okay, so we'll study separate pathogenesis of the DNA virus. So the virus okay, will affect the human cell. It produces two type of this, integrations and replications. Integration means it will join with our human DNA virus, and replication means how they replicate themselves. Okay, so this two process, the integration leads to transformation of the cell, and replication leads to the cell death. So once the replication is over, so inside the cells, inside the human affected cells, the DNA virus will be multiply, that leads to the human cells will be destructed. So from the destructed cells, DNA virion will come, so that will attack to the, leads to the transformation of the cells. Okay, things to remember here, T antigen is required. Okay, without T antigen, DNA virus cannot affect the human cells. Okay, why it is required, we'll study into the prognosis of the diagnosis of the tumor, we'll discuss. Okay, pathogenesis of the RNA virus. So RNA genome, okay, with the help of reverse transcriptase, so that converted into the viral DNA genome, that is a single strand. Okay, with the help of DNA dependent DNA synthesis, that leads to viral DNA genome double strand. This is a single strand and double strand. So that will accumulate into the host cells. Again, replication takes place. Once the replication, the destruction of the affected cells, so that leads to RNA virions will come out, that will produce the transformation of the host cell. Okay, some of the example is SRC antigens. Here SRC antigens. Okay, so this is the simple pathogenesis of the RNA virus. Okay, now the last is International Agency for the Research on Cancer, that is short we are called as the IARC. They are made as the 5 group. So 5 group of carcinogens. Okay, what we are using in normal life. So the 5 group of carcinogens, this and all may leads to the cancer. Okay, what is the 5 category? We'll study. I am not making the so much description, but it is things to remember and very basic things I will explain. Okay, the group 1 is a carcinogenic to the human. Some of the materials are the substance are the carcinogenic to the human. How they classified into the 120 substance, they made it as a type 1 carcinogens to human. So some of the example, smoking, alcoholic beverages and ionizing radiation. Some of the example, out of 120 I have mentioned only 3. Something. So this and all is a definitely is a carcinogenic. 100% is a carcinogenic to the human. Okay. Comes under the 2A, it is a probably carcinogenic to human. Okay, probably it is carcinogenic. There are 83 substances that are classified till now. Okay, some of the example is red meat, drinking very hot beverages. Okay, especially the coffee. So that can produce the probably the carcinogenics to the human. Okay, 2B, possibly carcinogenics to the human. Okay, it is 314 substance, and some of the example is pickled vegetables and welding fumes. That can produce possibly. And third one, it is not classified as to its carcinogenic to the human. It is not classified, but it may or may not be produced the cancer. That is example is tea and coffee. The coffee is mentioned in the 3 also and in the 2A also. And probably not carcinogenic to the human. Okay, and only one substance they have identified. There is a caprolacticum. That is a synthetic fiber. When we are making the plastic substance, so this material is helpful. Okay, so things to remember here. There is a 5 classification, and number 1 classification is this is the 1 and 2 and 2B, 3 and 4. So this is on the carcinogen. Please read about. It's very important for our life. Okay, so that's all about the carcinogens part 4. So we'll meet on the part 5. That is a diagnosis of the neoplasia. Thank you.